Live. Cool. Good evening, everybody. It's Alison Hitchin here for another Loose Women online hangout. As you can see, we've got a great panel of ladies with us this evening, and we hope you've all had a good day. It might be afternoon where you are at the minute, so we hope you're having a good afternoon. Today's topic of what we wanted to talk about is of making sure that you are productively prioritising your tasks within the day and making sure that you are able to I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted because people keep tapping me on this hangout. Making sure that you plan your day productively so that you're able to build on your business. So I'll just introduce myself. My name's Alison Hitchin. I'm part of the Action Takers Circle, which is within the ILN. And then you've got all of my team that are on here as well. So I'm based out in Cheshire in the UK. Have quite a large team in the UK, but also have a team in Canada and also in the US. Been on online marketing for 9 months now. In my first 30 days I went full time and I haven't looked back since. And the reason for us doing this hangout is to be able to inspire and motivate more women to want to work from home and to find out basically exactly what it is that we do and why we're so passionate about what we do. So I'm going to hand it over to Jane Miller for Jane to introduce herself and tell everybody a bit about you, Jane.
Okay, hi everybody, I'm Jane and I live in Derby, which is in the Midlands here in the UK. And I've got my team based here in the UK, also over in America, Canada, India, and over in Finland at this moment in time, and rapidly expanding out there into the World Wide Web. I've been working online now for 3 years, but originally came online to build my offline business. But joined the Internet Lifestyle Network in January with the Action Taker team and Alison, and seen absolutely phenomenal results, not just from myself but also from my team. And it's been especially refreshing to see members of my team who have never ever made any money at all online come on board with this and start making money, building their confidence and creating great businesses. And I've got every reason to believe that I never ever intend to go back to work in the 9-to-5 drudge out there in the real world, and really enjoy meeting all these fantastic people. It's interesting to know that our panel here, we've never actually met anybody live in person yet. In fact, I've got the privilege next week of meeting you, Alison, face to face next Wednesday. But we developed such great friendships and some great teams and bonding here, and we do have an absolutely fantastic team. So, and that's me here in the UK. In the middle here at the moment.
Brilliant, thank you, Jane. Joanne, do you want to explain a bit about yourself?
Yes, hello guys, I'm Jo Barrett. I live in Bolton, just outside of Manchester, again in the UK. I've been in network marketing now for a few months, and I've been through a couple of companies, but I feel like I found my home here in the Internet Lifestyle Network, purely because of the people that I'm connected with here. I'm currently building my business along with everybody else. Yes, and I've experienced time freedom. I know what it's like to have your days to do what you want, but unfortunately my circumstances changed, so I've had to go back to the workplace, which is gutting. But you live and you learn from your mistakes. And that's my story really. I've got 3 horses, and that's my why, is to get my time freedom back and to get the residual income that I want to pay for my horses and to get the lifestyle back that I had. So yes, there's my why.
Cool, thank you, Joanne. Liz, you're quite new to our team, so we don't want to put you on the spot, but could we ask you just to introduce yourself and why you decided to join the online world and what benefit it's going to give you?
Yeah. I'm Liz Coleman. Obviously I'm Scottish, but I live in Ireland. I've lived here for about 9 years. I'm a full-time carer to my husband, who is really quite ill. And my why is I know that down the road in the future I'll be on my own, and I have to build up an income for myself. But at the moment I can't work anywhere, so online marketing seems the perfect thing for me to do. And I'm involved in another company at the moment, but I don't think I'll be carrying on with that. I think I'll just be concentrating on the ILN. It just seems right for me. Just everything that I want to do seems to be there. So I'm fingers crossed. That's the schedule stage.
Can anybody else hear Liz?
No. She's breaking up a little bit. I got the gist.
We got the gist of it, Liz, but we got
sorry about that.
Breaking up. Oh, what a shame. But thank you, Liz. We'll get to speak to you a bit later on.
Okay,
Sharon, do you want to explain a bit about yourself and your why as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually from the UK as well. I'm from between Manchester and Liverpool in a place called Warrington. So there's quite a lot of us from the UK, which is nice to see. My why is that I work full time. I have worked full time for the last God knows how many years. I've not had a day off really since I left school, and I've got to that point now where I just want to be doing my own thing. I do have, don't get me wrong, in my real time full time job, I do work from home, so I do have some freedom, but I'm still working for somebody else, and I want that. I want to be able to be in control of my own time and my own destiny. And finding the ILN when I did, which was just after Christmas this year, came after quite a few problematic years with regards to online businesses after being scammed and losing money and things like that. And it just needed something that was legitimate and with the mentorship that comes with ILN. And that's really why I chose to join the company. And to be honest, it's been fantastic. And the people who are joining, they are duplicating. The system is so simple, and that is the big key thing for us is to make sure that people can duplicate and make some money.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about helping people at the end of the day. It's okay if you can see your results, but people want to see that you can help other people as well, or they're not going to be able to join your team.
Precisely.
So, yeah, I think ILN, it gives you the tools that you need to be able to get your team to duplicate, and that's the great thing about it. Thank you, Sharon.
Don't forget Tanya.
Do you want to introduce yourself and tell us your why?
Oh, Tony, we can't hear you. Are you on mute? We can't hear you. I can't see. Can you say something else, Tanya? We can't hear you. No, there's no volume. I don't know what.
Right, okay. We'll move on
Never
then.
mind. Yeah,
Right,
I'm sorry.
okay. So, this evening, Tanya, I hope you get your technical thoughts. Put you off then. So this evening we wanted to talk about the importance of building your day and planning it wisely, because we all know that we could sit there for hours on end going through Facebook news feeds, checking out what our friends are doing, being sociable to our friends, yet we're not building the network, and we're not branching out to the World Wide Web. We're just enclosed within our friends' circle. So it's all about making sure that you plan your day wisely. And what do you do to plan your day? So I know that I have a 90-day tracker that gives me day by day what I need to be doing, and I roll that out to my team. And I feel that if I didn't have that, I would go round in circles, which is what I used to do. And before you know it, you could be spending an hour, 2 hours going through your news feed and thinking, oh God, I haven't done anything to build my business yet, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning. So I make sure that we have daily plans of what we need to be doing, and my team follow that as well. And since then, we've seen some really good results. So I wanted to go through the panel of people to give tips and advice on why you think that it is important to build your day and plan it, but also give people a few pointers as to what do you do that you feel works and why you feel that it works. So we'll go along the panel. Jane, do you just want to explain the importance of obviously planning your day and what exactly it is that you do?
Yeah, sure. Well, I have to say that before I started with my 90-day plan, which gave me my daily action plan, I was absolutely any old how. You know, I used to spend absolutely hours on Facebook, hours going through emails. And one day I actually sat down and asked myself the question, is what I'm doing productive in building my business? And I would probably say that 80% of what I was doing was not. So there needed to be some huge changes. So when I completed my 90-day action plan, I really did make sure that there was everything on there was what I could achieve on a day-by-day basis. And now when I go onto Facebook, and let's say, for example, the intention is to interact with people, you know, I will say have a target of 35 people that I'd want to make contact with that day. And instead of sitting there trying to think, I've got to wade through 35 people to do this and think of something interesting to say to 35 people, I would look at, let's say, 5 people per hour. And this was a really good tip that you gave, Alison. And on the hour, every hour, going right the way through from 9 o'clock in the morning, then I'll just pick 5 people that I feel that I would make a connection with. So really, it's actually quite effortless making contact with them, because I always find 2 or 3 different things on their profile. So I'll take a cursory glance at their profile, pick 2 or 3 things that we've got in common, so that they don't just think that you've copied and pasted to 100 people. And just reach some common ground. 2 or 3 things is all you really need for that person to actually appreciate that you've taken the time to go onto their profile and you found the time to be interested in them. So that's the first tip that I would give. And do you know what? If there are any other messages that are coming piling through and the Facebook's bleeping at me, I ignore those now until it's convenient for me to respond to those people. And initially I felt really quite uncomfortable with that, because I used to think, well, these are people that may want to join my business, and if I don't respond to them now, they're going to join someone else's business. Well, now that doesn't matter, because I think that the right people will wait if they want to join your business and are serious about building their business. So I would say that's the first thing I do. And let's say, for example, writing a blog. Now, this is the main key item that I used to really struggle with, because I used to spend hours thinking about what I was going to blog about, and then hours actually writing the blog. And before we know it, the whole day had gone by just writing one blog. So now what I'll do is, let's say, for example, we might go through one of the training videos from the ILN University, and some of the content from there would form the basis of my blog for the next day. So I'll make some relative pertinent notes as I'm going through, and then have the framework already there in place, ready for me to put the words to it to create the blog the following day. So I'll think about it the day before and then create it the following day, which is always based on content that I've received either from one of our webinars or from one of our training videos that we go through. So that's another thing. There's always content out there, and if you really are struggling really badly, then there's some great content that is shared in the Barefoot Millionaire group and now in the Action Taker Circle group. So just leverage off that, reword it to your own way of thinking, but make use of the really good videos that a lot of people are doing out there, because you can use those to leverage off to your team and to your new prospects. So I would say, a lot of people get wrapped up in thinking, well, we can't promote so-and-so's video because that's promoting them. Well, it actually isn't promoting to them. It's actually showing people that you've got the initiative to recreate something as your own, but you're also happy to acknowledge that other people create really good work as well that you can use. And whilst I'm doing all of these things, I do actually use the stopwatch facility on my phone. Now that's quite challenging and tough at first. Do you use the same? It's quite challenging and tough at first, because you've got to work strictly within those parameters. And somebody once said to me, if you give yourself 25 minutes to actually write your blog, when that 25 minutes is gone, you publish it no matter what, because you will get to the stage in the end where you will not want to publish incomplete blogs. That's a fact. So you'll only ever do that once, and it'll never happen again. So that's another tip I would give, is to measure your work by timing it. Because I think then that you can then move productively on to complete other aspects of the work. And gosh, the one thing for me is how many people that I speak to, even people that are in ILM, that don't read the emails, and the emails that Vincent sends out are such good marketing material that you can use in your Facebook posts, that you can actually create a blog from. And you've actually got the content there to be able to forward that email. All the marketing that says if you can copy and forward and paste an email, then you can make $20. That's so true.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you must do that. Get your list created. Excuse me. And you're not having to necessarily pay for an AWeber account at first. You can actually just use the addresses on your email list and get some information sent out to those. And the biggest tip I would give is never ever spend time at your computer researching anybody. Just talk to as many people as you possibly can. Never look at a picture of somebody and think, I don't think they're going to be interested in what I've got to offer, because they're always the people that are going to be your diamonds within your business potentially. So they're really the tips that I would give. But I would say to anybody out there, you cannot work a business if you don't have your own action plan and your own personal business model that you can follow, because it's a bit like getting into your car and not knowing where on earth your car's going to take you to. You need to know exactly where you need to be at the end of that day.
So going back, Jane, to what you said, when you said that you contact 5 people an hour, there might be some people that are watching this and thinking, well, where do I find the 5 people from to message? How do I go and find, who do I know who to message?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how do you go and find somebody on Facebook?
Well, I would go onto Facebook Graph, and I would, the things that I mainly search for are people who like the various different books that I've read, and that's always a really good talking point and a connection point, because people are always quite emotive when they're talking about books that they've enjoyed, books that have meant something to them, and especially books that have helped them in business. So let's say, for example, you know, the 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferris. You know, I found that I've been able to connect with some really, really good people who have read this book and have been able to put the practices into play with their business, and found that that's really helped them. Similarly, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. You know, that's also been a really, really good one. But the one tip I would give, and I'm now going to say this live, aren't I? So everybody's going to be doing it, but it is a really good tip. Is, you know, when all the names of the people come up on the Facebook Graph search, and you've got all your friends at the top, just bypass all of them and go scroll down as far as you can possibly go, because they're the people at the end that you will have, there'll be least mutual friends with, and there'll probably be friends on there that you won't even recognise. Some there won't be any mutual friends with at all. So you've actually got a clean slate with these people. And you know, I would say to really, really take the time in just searching for those quick 5 people to make contact with. But you know, even if you were to just, you know, everybody can remember something that they've read out of each chapter of each book generally. And this is another good tip I would read, is that when you're doing your 30 minutes of reading each day, get a highlighter pen. If you don't use a Kindle, get a highlighter pen and just highlight text in there, because that text you can also use as value that you can then post out onto Twitter, onto Facebook, you know, and you'll be amazed at the response that people get from receiving that. And you can use these little quotes in your messages that you send to people, and you'll be able to make that connection with people, because chances are, reading these books and the information that you get from them, generally they do help people build their business. So yeah, I use Facebook Graph search, but I do scroll right the way down, so that, you know, I've found less chance of colliding with mutual friends and that sort of thing. But generally, books is always the one that I'll generally go with, and that's the one I've been running with since I've been using Facebook Graph search. Yeah. I think it's one that will not expire for a long time.
Yeah, because it's something that you've got in common with that person before you've even got off the conversation with them. You've got something that you can talk to them about, and that's what it's all about. It's about building relationships. And what we teach you within the Barefoot Millionaire Bootcamp is we teach you how to build relationships, and we teach you how to go and find the millions of people that you can talk to on Facebook. It doesn't need to be your immediate friends and your immediate family. So that's what we try and teach you. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Jane.
You're welcome.
Joanne, do you
Hello.
want to explain to us a bit about how you plan your day? Because like you've mentioned, you've had to go back into work.
Yeah.
So you're juggling, you're different to Jane. Jane's doing this full time. You're doing this part time. So how do you plan your day so that you make sure that you get it done?
Well, I try and do a video a day, because I enjoy my video marketing. So I try and do a video in the morning on the drive to work when I'm sat in traffic. And generally, when I get some free time in work as well, I try and make contact with people, write to people. I can only use my phone when I'm in work, because you can't get on Facebook when you're in work. So I have to go into the groups and contact people from the groups. And I try and contact people who write decent content in the groups and not just spamming, because we want quality people in our businesses. We want to be connecting with quality people. And you tend to find, I'm really sorry, I'm really tired, I've got a really sore throat.
Oh.
You tend to find that the people who are spamming are not really interested in learning how to market properly. So stay away from those people. Generally, when I get home, I feed the cats, because I don't get any peace unless I feed the cat. And I make myself something quickly to eat, and then I'll come straight up on the computer, check my emails, and I get straight onto Facebook. I have a quick sifty what's going on Facebook. I go onto Alison's profile, I go onto Sharon's profile, and I just basically copy and swipe anything. And I do this throughout the day as well. I copy and swipe any information that I think is value based, if I'm not feeling inspired to do my own, and I just copy and paste it onto my own wall. And then if I'm feeling inspired to do a blog, I'll do another video and another blog. I try and get one video. If I'm feeling inspired and creative, I'll try and get a video that I upload straight onto Facebook in the morning, because I think when you start doing something consistently and people are watching you, people start to expect it, and they start to wait for that video to appear. So it's all about consistency, and yeah, then I just start cracking on and contacting people via graph search, and writing to as many people as can. I try and write to 10 in the evenings. Once I've done, I must admit I'm not as strict with my time as I should be right now at this moment, because I'm one of these people, I'll start something, and this is something where it's a learning curve for me. I'll start something and then I'll go on to something else. I'm a bit of a many things going on at once kind of person, so that's something that I need to train myself to become better at.
But you know what it is that you need to do. It's not as if you're doing it and you're thinking, oh God, what's happening here? You know what you've got to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since you've joined us, it's been like, wow, can't believe how much you get covered, because you've got a full-time job as well, yet you still are able to produce the results.
I think it's just, it comes down to that mindset, you know. It's like, I am doing this, you know. We can all sit and procrastinate, and don't get me wrong, I still do sometimes. And it's just about, why am I doing this? And sometimes you have to keep reminding yourself why you're doing it, you know. And I think I'm so tired tonight. I'll be honest, I could have just gone to bed when I got home. But I've come home and I've got on with stuff because I've had to, because I've got no choice. I don't want my life to be like this in 5 years' time, and that's what it boils down to. And it's just remembering why you're doing it, and actually giving yourself a talking to when you feel like you can't be bothered. Because we all have days like that. We're human beings at the end of the day.
You need to remember your why, because that's your motivator for not being in the situation that you're in now.
Absolutely. And it's just getting on with it. And you know, we all feel the fear of contacting people for the first time, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Those people don't reply to your emails. If they send you an email and they're not interested, the response doesn't matter. It does not matter. Just go ahead and do it. And that's a big learning curve that I've had. Because I'm more of a face-to-face person. I do like prospecting offline. So actually, I had a real barrier with contacting people via email on Facebook. And it's something I've just gone, do you know what? It doesn't matter if you don't reply, so what? And I sent them out a stupid video, which I've had.
Not stupid!
No, okay, it's a kooky video. I'm singing a song. They're either going to think I'm completely crazy and just go on. But I've had a decent response, and somebody actually wrote to me and said, I love out-of-the-box action takers. You know, stand out from the crowd, and it's what it's about.
That's what it's all about. People think that they need to join the people and follow the people who are all doing the same thing. It's not. You need to follow the people who are seeing the results, who are standing out from the crowd. You need to make that your own and your own brand. And we know who Joanne is. Joanne's wacky. Joanne's fun. But that's what you've pulled across to everybody. Joanne is also fun and wacky, but she's a businesswoman as well. And that all comes across, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Your videos are absolutely mind-blowing. I love them. I always look forward to watching them. And I've got to say this again on this one. You need to go to Joanne's YouTube link and check out her singing. She's amazing.
I'm no X Factor contestant. That's for sure.
If you're feeling a little bit low, go check Joanne out.
It's just about having fun, you know, because you work on your own, and you know, whatever. It's about having fun.
You're having fun with doing it, aren't you?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Why would you do it?
I do enjoy my blogging, and I do enjoy my video marketing. You know, it brings out my creative side, if you like.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for that, Joanne.
That's okay.
Liz, can we hear you yet?
I don't think so.
Oh.
No, I heard.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Very good. Don't know why. You can hear me now.
Oh. So, Liz, do you want to explain to us? You are very new to this, we know that. Do you want to explain to us then your why, and how do you plan on planning your day? Because are you going to be doing this full-time, or are you going to be doing it part-time?
No, I would be doing this full-time.
Full-time.
And as I said, I still have an online business that I'm interested, have an interest on.
Yeah. So you're using this platform of what we're all involved in and the business opportunity to aid your primary business. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Cool. Okay. So from what you've seen, because you are very new, so we don't want to put you on the spotlight.
Thank you.
From what you've seen, what do you think that you're going to enjoy most about ILM? Would it be the blogging? Would it be the building the relationships? Would it be all of the training that you get provided with?
At the moment, the training is fantastic. It's quite inspirational. I've been involved in other ones, and I have to admit, this is the best training I've ever seen.
Brilliant.
And I've seen it, and I think I could do so much with this. So the blogging is going to be very new to me.
Yeah.
I have made one video that none of you have seen as yet.
Brilliant. Well done, you.
Well, that was a big thing because I was awake all night the night before thinking about it, and I got up in the morning and just done it, and that was it, and it's done.
Well done. That's brilliant.
Yeah, but I do organise, and I have to work around my husband. As I say, my husband's ill, so
yeah,
there's things that have to be done.
Yeah.
And I have to segment it into bits of time, but I do use a stopwatch as well.
Brilliant.
So
that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the organisation and the direction and focus that this will give me.
That's what it's all about. And like you've just explained, you have a primary business. This business that we're involved in can be adapted to support a primary business. It doesn't have to be your main opportunity that you do, which is the great thing about it. We get a lot of testimonials from people who are in other businesses, and since joining us, with the training that they've been provided, they've been able to double, triple, quadruple their primary businesses just from the training that they've received, which is, I think, is absolutely amazing. On top of being able to bring people in and show them, well, this is how I've doubled and tripled my business, take a look at this. And they've been able to build a downline within this business as well, which I think is absolutely amazing. So Liz, now that we can hear you properly, tell us a bit about you and a bit about your why for doing this.
Okay. I'm 55, and for the last 10 years I've been a carer. First to my father, then to my mum, and now my husband.
Yeah.
And I've been in and out the workplace for quite a while now. And at 55, I think it would be hard for me to go back to work.
Right.
Now, I know how ill my husband is, and I know that in a few years' time he probably won't be here.
Okay.
It sounds very selfish, but I have to be logical and build for my future, because at 55, life just can't end.
No.
For me. So that's my why, and I'm going to be a grandmother.
Yay!
It's all different things.
Brilliant.
This suits me.
Yeah.
You know,
because you can fit around your lifestyle.
Yeah, and you make money at it too.
Exactly.
So, what could be better?
Exactly. Well, thank you very much for sharing your why, because I know that would have taken a lot to be able to do that. So thank you very much for doing that. So the next person we're going to move on to, Sharon. I'm sorry, I have to mute you, so you're going to have to unmute yourself.
It was funny the way she just threw the phone at her husband.
I know. I was like, who the hell's ringing me now? This time
at you. So Sharon, do you want to explain to us a bit about how you plan your day and why you think it's so important compared to what you used to do?
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I'm actually doing this part-time, but it feels like I'm trying to cram like a full-time job into a part-time time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. I'm trying to do an awful lot of things in a short period of time, but I'm actually getting up at 6 o'clock every morning these days. I don't lie in. I used to have a lie in the morning when I used to wake up, but I'm up. I get up. The first thing I do is I do my Facebook marketing, because I need to get that. I've got to get that done before 9 o'clock, because I can't have my employers seeing me posting things during the day.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I've got to try and do. So I've got a window opportunity of a couple of hours to do that. So try and get as many inspirational, motivational posts put onto my Facebook wall, and then I know that's done until the evening. Then I can start again doing that. So that's my plan in the morning. Think about what video I want to do and what blog I'm going to write, and try and get that done before 9 o'clock as well.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of having a list. We've got your 90-day plan, and we've got the daily action list. So I try and pick up off as many of those, but I don't get hung up about if I miss something. I can't. You've only got so much time, so you can only do so much. I'm not doing it full time. That is my
we
plan.
always say that just make sure that you do something. Something is better than nothing.
It's consistency. It's making sure, you're constantly doing something. So if one day you can't get your video in, then don't worry about it. Do something, make sure you're doing your Facebook marketing. Make sure you're contacting people, but don't get yourself bogged down in thinking I've got all these things and I can't do anything. When if you just do something, it's better than nothing. So that's my real probably the best kind of information I can give, because I know I think Joanne's in the same. We're both in the same position where we're working, and if you think you had to do all those things on the list, and you won't succeed, then you're just going to drop yourself into a big hole. So, don't worry about not achieving everything off your list all the time. I mean, obviously you want to make that is your ultimate goal, but not every day. If it's not possible, so don't panic.
So I think, Sharon, I think the most important thing is trying to contact people, actually speaking to people, and for me it's the videos and the blogs, and because it's about that social. That's what Ireland is about. It's about the blogging and what have you, and the social, not the social, the having a online presence. So when you're contacting people, and if they want to find out more about you, then they can go off and find out about you if you've got a blog and you've got videos. So for me, they're the most important. Sorry to interrupt, I'll shut up.
All right. No, and it's also about, like what you've just said, Joanne, making sure that you're providing value. People join people. They don't join business opportunities. So if somebody sees that you're providing real value, and they're going to think they really know what they're on about, that I'm more attracted to going with them than I would be the other person that's just spammed me their link in their inbox. This person actually tells you and gives you tips of what you need to do with your business, and you're more attracted to somebody like that than you are somebody that I call a lazy ass marketer who just spams their wall with a business opportunity saying join my business, and they think it's going to work, and 2-3 months down the line they go and quit because then they think it's a scam, it doesn't work, nobody makes any money, yet they didn't bother to learn the proper way to build a business. And that's what we teach everybody, as to how to add value. And all of the ladies on this Hangout now, they all add value and they all attract people to them. And the end result of what we want is for you to have a large following on Facebook or whatever social media platform, Google Plus, whatever it is, that when you're adding value, instead of you approaching people, you will on a daily basis have people approaching you to say, how do I join your business? I need to be positioned with the right person, and I feel you are that right person. That's what you want to have. And you want people to know that they know you, they like you, and they trust you. And that's what you want, because at the end of the day, like I said, people don't join businesses, they join people. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They talk about the company compensation plan, the founders of the business, what they get inside the training, what the benefits are, and to me that's boring. But if somebody said to me, Alison, I'll help you to do attraction marketing and I'll help you to increase your income, I'll show you step by step what you need to do. I've done it, and I've got a team of following who've also got results, that would attract you more than somebody going on about a compensation plan to you. That doesn't mean anything. You're not going to get that compensation plan unless you get that help get you to the compensation plan, so it's pointless. So yeah, I think that's what it's about as well. Was there anything else that you wanted to add, Sharon? Sorry, we both interrupted them.
No, it's all right. I do think the video, I must admit, I've had people only this last couple of days commenting on videos that I posted maybe a couple of months ago now.
Really?
Yeah. Just saying like, useful information, and I'm thinking, oh, where did that come from? It was like a really old video when what I was like when I first started. I didn't want to do video.
Can't get you off it now.
I know. Not quite as good as Joanne though. We're going to have to take some pointers from Joanne. She's already given me some tips about where to position the camera and everything. So, Joanne, just for your notice, I bought a tripod today.
Well done. Good. It's about posture. I keep saying about posture.
Don't look down to the camera. You need to look up to the camera. So I thought, right, I'm going to buy a tripod. So it'll be here on Monday, and I'll shoot a video when I've got it.
Can't wait.
Sharon, you're becoming a pro at videos.
I know she'll be better than me soon. I can't have that.
No, I can't do the singing.
Camera is right now.
Oh yeah, you're going to do as a song, Sharon?
No.
I dare you. Go on.
Oh my God! Well, if Neil was here now, well, he is here, but he would say I sound like the cat's choir. I must admit, but I am a singer. I do like to sing, but I don't think I'll do it on camera.
Do it. I dare you, Sharon. That's your
Oh
challenge.
my God!
That's your
Challenge.
Oh my God!
The women.
We'll see. I'd have to really tranquilise myself to do that.
But when you first joined us, you wouldn't have even entertained the fact of shooting a video, would you? I remember when I told you, you nearly shot across the room when I told you that you needed to shoot a video. You went, I'm not ready for that yet. And the thought of coming on a Hangout, you were worried about coming on a Hangout. I remember that. You telling me, well, you're...
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do it. I mean, and then what? Was it 2 weeks ago, Jane, or 3 weeks ago when we had to do it ourselves? It was like... I was like that. I can't believe I'm hosting a video on my own webinar. So yeah, I mean,
well, you did it.
Yeah, we did it, and it was one of those things. It was a bit of a disaster to start off with, but we had a few technical problems at the beginning, but we sorted it, didn't we, Jane?
We did, yeah. It
went okay. It went really well, and the content was pretty good. So yeah, I love it. I mean, I don't mind. I think it was all in my mind. I always used to think, what are the other people thinking about me? I mean, and it was more my self-confidence more than what you guys see at the other end of this screen, really. Yeah. So I would just say, if anybody's got a hang-up on video, just get over yourself and get on just do one, like you said, Liz. Like you just did it. That's what I did. I sent my husband out for the day, or for an hour. I said, go and take the dog for a walk. Do not come home for an hour because I've got to shoot a video. And when he came home, he was like, "What is your problem? What was wrong with that?" Because it was brilliant. And I'm like, no, it wasn't that good, but you thought it was all right as well, didn't you, Alison? So
it was great. You wouldn't have thought it was your first video at all.
So it was all that time I procrastinated, and I could have done it like 2 years before if I just got on over myself. So
well, you've done it now, and that's the good thing about it. You're not still sat there thinking, shall I do a video or shan't I? No, I won't, because I don't really like to do that. And now you love it.
I do, and I need to do like Joanne said. I do need to do some more outdoor shots, though. I think lifestyle, when you're out and about, I think that's more natural as well. So
I started doing my videos with the horses because that's where I felt more at ease. Yeah. And you know what? I mean, me and Sharon had this conversation today. Having animals, or if you've got kids or whatever, it makes you more real to people. And people can connect with animals and what have you. So I just think it adds a little bit of flavour to your videos, and shooting them in different places as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. Cool. Well, thank you, Sharon. But like what you've just said there, you said that you had people that have contacted you from videos you did the other month. I get that on a regular basis. So I think what we need to get across to people is something that you do today might not get your results today, but down the line it will. Mm-hmm. I have people who contact me from videos I shot last summer, asking me questions about what I'd shot the video on, and they join your team. So something that you do today, always think of this, something you do today, you might not see the results today, but in the days to come you will, or the weeks or the months to come. Yeah. It's always the way. But make sure you've got the content out there for people to find you, and that's what it's all about, and that's what you do. So we teach you how to do your YouTube video in ranking. That ranking video that we got all sent the other week, everybody's done it, and everybody's ranked on Google.
Yeah.
We're all there.
And I think what you should be doing as well is if you find a video's working, like a particular video, keep, like you can use the same video more than once, but just do different keywords and different strings, because you're going to get, so you can leverage what Mark talks about, leveraging your time. Yeah. Just use the same video, but then give different, text, body of the text to get a different result, really. Yeah. So, utilize, because to answer the ones you've done, you could easily post that 3 or 4 times with different headlines, different bodies, and different keywords.
So do you just re-download them to your YouTube video? See, I've just learnt something there then.
Yeah, easily, because there's nothing to say. I mean, nobody's going to say that video is the same video before, but because they're going to, if it's got different keywords, they're going to find you for different strings. So yeah,
they will if they're a stalker, because they'll go through all your videos and watch them more.
So moving on to Tonya. Tonya, can we hear you yet? She's muted. Right, you've unmuted yourself. Talk. No.
Maybe it's your headset, Tonya. Take your headset off and try.
That happened to me before. Take the headset off, unplug it, because I had mine on before.
Can we hear you now?
No. Oh, what a shame she made the effort to come on.
Tonya, I had this same problem. It's to do
Yeah.
with your. I used to have the same problem, didn't I? It was to do with the actual inbound microphone on your PC. And it didn't happen when I was on Skype. It's only happened when I was on Google Plus. It was really frustrating. So we'll get it sorted for next time. We'll do a practice one.
Yeah. Well, thank you for attending. Oh, I feel so sorry for her.
Oh.
Right. Okay. So we're coming to the end of the Hangout now, but I wanted each of you, if somebody's watching this Hangout now and they're thinking, do I jump into the online world and see what it's all about? I want you all just to give a little bit of a snippet of why you think that they should do it and what benefit are they going to see from it. How's it going to change their lives? So, Jane, do you want to start?
Oh, you put me right on the spot there.
Come on, Jane.
Oh dear, right. So why should they start? Well, I'll give you a really good reason why you should start, because if you're out there working for somebody else, building somebody else's dreams, think of it like this. If you needed to take time off sick to either nurse your own injuries or the injuries of your children, who is going to pay for your time whilst you're at home? And the reason I'm saying that is because I've been unofficially signed off sick now for 6 weeks. Now think about how sick pay works. Now I have the luxury of being able to work from home in my own time at my own pace, albeit slower than normal, but I'm still able to work and I'm still able to earn money. Now if I was still in the corporate world, the sick pay would start dwindling after so many weeks, I don't know, and that would become a real burden, stress and hassle for me and my family. So the first thing is I would say that rather than building someone else's dream, build your own and live your life on your terms. And you know what? If it's the fear of breaking away from a regular income and a regular salary, then sometimes the hardest thing to do is to break away from that. But do it, you know, you've seen examples here of Sharon, of Joanne, who have both got full-time jobs and who are working this part-time because they've recognised the value in working online is far outweighs their full-time positions in what they're doing at the moment. And I would say to anybody, you know, think of the bigger picture. There is one thing and one thing only that will be holding you back, and that is fear, and fear of the unknown and fear of your own success. And that all triggers back to believing in yourself and believing in your capability to do it. So the first thing I would say is to buy a really good book by Susan Jeffers called Feel the Fear and Just Do It Anyway, and that will help you to first of all to create the belief in yourself, which will then give you the strength of mind to be able to begin and start with anything, including an online business. Okay? Cool,
thank you, Jane. Joanne, what tip would you give to somebody that's sitting there now thinking, do I go into it or do I not?
For me, it's a little bit of a long-term thing than Jane, your pension.
Yeah.
The fact is, I mean, like, you know, I've always had good careers throughout my life. I've never lived hand to mouth, but I'm probably deemed, yes, I'm working, but I'm temping. I haven't got a permanent job, I am temping. So I am deemed unemployable, and I would probably really struggle to get back into the corporate world because I haven't worked now for 6 years in a decent job. So I'm pretty much living hand to mouth because obviously the situation I was in, I got my, you know, I've got 3 horses and what have you, and I've got a sports car and what have you, and actually I don't want to live hand to mouth the rest of my life, and I live on my own. And the thing is what am I going to do for my pension? Really, it's a scary world out there. It is a scary world out there, and I think people need to start opening their eyes and looking at a plan B for themselves and for their families, or for, you know, not just for the time freedom, but because of for their financial security. So you never know what's around the corner. Redundancies, people being laid off. It is scary times out there, and people aren't retiring as soon as they used to retire. Students can't get jobs. You know, they're working in McDonald's after they've done a degree and what have you. And yeah, that's my reason for people to be looking at a plan B, which they could eventually, if they wanted, turn into a plan A.
Brilliant.
And for working online, you know, I'm also in an offline network marketing company, and I think the reason why I've joined ILN is because I think there's a massive learning curve with learning your own business and what have you, and ILN does provide that. It teaches you how to market, which is vital, and a lot of people come into this industry thinking they can just do it, and we've all been there thinking we can just do it, and we can't. We need to learn to become professionals.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Joanne.
That's okay.
Liz, do you want to explain, probably moving on from what you've just said, Liz, when you said that you were 55 and you were thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go out there and get another job. So what would you say to somebody that's in your situation now, is probably a similar age to you, and they're sat there thinking, do I do this? What's the one thing that you'd say to that person?
It'd be going back to what Jane said, be fearless. Be fearless, go for it, open your mind. Be in control of your own destiny, because nobody else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
But I think, to be honest, I think there are certain people that think they can do it but can't.
Yeah.
There's people that don't think they can do it and they could.
Yes.
Just opening your mind and giving it a go.
Yeah.
That's all. Just be fearless and go on with it.
Yeah. And if you want it bad enough, you can do it.
That's right. You can do anything in life,
Absolutely.
It's a big learning curve for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Network marketing isn't a big learning curve for me as such, because I've always been involved in computers.
Yeah.
But I know some people, I don't even know how to text. That would be the first thing they would tell you. Okay, I have things flashing in front of my screen, sorry. So it goes back to what everybody else is saying, just do it. Just do it.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you for that. Marty, you've just joined us. We're just wrapping up now. But you could contribute, because our last question that we're going along the panel is, if there's anybody who's watching this Hangout now who is thinking, should I look into the world of the online marketing or not? What would be the one tip that you would give somebody?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm late to the party. I have children running everywhere today. But if somebody wanted to join online marketing, if I'm understanding you correctly, and are hesitant, is that your question?
Yeah, if they're sat there thinking, they've just watched this Hangout, they've just seen everything that we've said, and they've seen real people who are seeing real results, but they're still thinking, should I or shouldn't I? What would be a one tip that you'd give somebody and why they should come and join us?
I would tell them that nothing ventured, nothing gained. You know, anything in life worth having is worth going out and doing. Think of the first time you hopped on your bicycle. You didn't just take off on it. It took a while. You know, maybe you had a big brother like I did that just shoved you down a hill and told you to pedal as fast as you could. But the point is, you know, it's a business. It's fun, and you can learn if you really align yourself with people who are interested in taking you there. And that's what I found, is that in this business, a lot of people really do want to see people succeed, because they've been on the failing end of the stick, and they want, you know, now they know what it's like to be in success, and they want other people to be there with them.
Yeah, definitely. Right, while we've got you on here then, Marty, tell everybody how many children you have, what you do for a living, and tell everyone what time you get up every day.
I have one son, he's 9, but I have 3 German daughters. They're foreign exchange students. They don't live with me. But I work full-time, and I work from home 2 days a week. The other 2 days a week I have to commute, and I go into Washington, D.C. I get up at 3:30 in the morning, and I get home probably 12, 13 hours later, and then have soccer and karate and all. Just trying to get everything done is difficult. Like today, the tutor's coming, so that's why I'm late. I had to get everything situated for that.
But you've made the effort to come onto the Hangout. This is what I'm trying to get over. This lady has a family. She has a husband. She has a house to run, and she still manages to get up at 3:30 in the morning, and comes home after 12, 13, 14-hour days, and still builds her business every day. She still puts the effort in every single day. So if somebody says they've got an excuse, I always relay back to Marty and say there are no excuses. You can always find time in the day to build your business. I think if there's anybody that's watching this who's thinking, have I got the time? You've just heard Marty. She fits the time in. And
just spend an hour a day. Start with an hour a day and then build up. And then, it does become easier to fit it in once you get the hang of it. It can seem overwhelming initially, but once you get the hang of it, then you just make time for it, just like you made time for another activity of your kids. And, we have these videos that we do. A lot of my blogs, Jane does them in her car. I have not done one in my car yet, but I'm thinking
Jane does them in a car wash.
I thought, well, maybe that's a time killer. What am I missing here? While I'm waiting for somebody to practice in a parking lot, I could do it. Yeah. Except then maybe they'd call Snowden and I'd be carted away to the loony bin. I don't know, but...
Brilliant. Thank you, Marty, for that. I just wanted everybody to hear your story of what you do, because I think that's amazing what you do. So thank you for that. Sharon, what is the one thing that you would tell somebody who's watching now who's hesitant?
I think for me, with ILN, it was the training. I mean, it was the mindset training, because if you've been in the industry for so long and you've been through different sponsors who give you tell you to do one thing and then another one tells you to do something else, it's like you completely get yourself in a muddle, and you need somebody who's been successful, who's done, can tell you and show you the steps. And I think for me that was the main reason why I got involved. But I think also people think they can't do network marketing, but they do it every single day. They don't realise that's what they've been doing all their lives. And now, I don't know about you, you've seen the script that we've been given for the actual lead generation that we're doing.
Yeah.
And that script has been, I came across that last week or 2 weeks ago it's the guy who's called Mark, I can't pronounce his second name, Janowisk, I think it's called, but he's the world's laziest network marketer. And he's the one who's devised that. It's called rejection-free sponsoring. So I think a lot of people don't realise that they can do this industry. Everybody can do what we're doing because they're doing it every day. They're just not getting paid to do it, and that is the big key thing. So I think that's one thing that we need to get across to you. Is like, don't think this is something that you can't do because you're doing it every day. So exactly. You just need to get involved, and we'll teach you all the other tips that you need to know.
And if there's one thing that you don't like to do, you don't have to do that thing. You might find something that you love doing. You might love picking the phone up and talking to people about your business. We'll teach you how to do that. You might love doing YouTube videos. We'll teach you how to do that. You might love the Facebook element of it. We'll teach you how to do that. If there's one thing that you really do love about it, we will support you fully with doing that one strategy. But it might be that you love doing all of it. So we'll show you how to do it within the mix. But if you are time consumpted like Marty is, Marty produces her videos and knows that she gets a blog out every day. So that's how we've taught Marty to do it, and to build relationships on Facebook, because it doesn't take long to send a message to somebody. And she still manages to build a business. But what I'm trying to get across is you don't have to do everything. And don't think, oh God, it's an online business, I'm not a techie person. You don't need to worry about that. We teach you how to do stuff, and we'll guide you through. It's not as if we're going to say, right, there you go, get on with it. We're all here to help you. And I think you've heard from everybody on the team now. We are a team. We all support each other. We all know each other. I know that we've got Liz, who's quite new, and Tonya, who's quite new, but they are part of our family, and we will all know each other very well in the next couple of weeks, and we'll all be supporting each other. And I think that's the main foundation of this group as well, is that we're all friends, and we all help each other. So you've sat and you've watched this hangout, and you've seen that we've got real people in a real team making real money with all different backgrounds. So we prove to you that what we do can suit anybody. You've got a mother, a full-time mother with a full-time job. You've got somebody working it full-time who's got children and works it around children to save on their childcare fees. You've got somebody who's working a full-time job and is trying to get out of the full-time job. You've got Sharon, who's in a full-time job and trying to release herself from that. I'm now working it full-time, but wasn't working it full-time, but been able to. So we are here, living proof that it does work. It's now down to you guys to take the action and come and see what it's all about. And not only that, we actually have a 7-day free trial that we can give you. So if you're not wanting to make that commitment and thinking, oh, I don't know, Again, on top of all this, you can come and join us for free for 7 days. We'll show you what we do, we'll introduce you to the team, and you make that decision whether it is something that you want to do. So whoever brought you to this Hangout, there's not going to be a link at the end of this, at the bottom of this video. Whoever has brought you to this Hangout, please get back in contact with them. They will send you their link and they will get them placed under you, and we'll introduce you to all of the team and get you comfortable. So I want to thank you all for coming and joining us on this Hangout. Hope you have an amazing day, evening, whatever time it is within the world where you are, and we'll join you next week. Join us next week for the next Hangout. So thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.